Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Juan. I am a yarn addict, hence the name Juan the Yarn Addict, and I want to thank each and every one of you guys for stopping by to check out my video today. This is a yarn and crochet channel where we talk about all things yarn and all things crochet, so if that interests you, please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Hit the like button, and then of course hit that notification bell to stay updated with everything regarding me and my channel. Today, my friends, as the title of this video suggests, we are having a premiere yarn haul. I'm super excited to share with you guys my premiere yarns. I made some purchases a while back, really haven't had the time to share anything with you guys, and then I recently made another purchase, and I now have that box sitting in front of me now. So, with all the yarns, I have to share. I have to share my yarns with you guys. But before I do, I kind of wanted to let you guys know that I am a Premier Yarns affiliate. So I have a link in my description box. If and ever you decide to want to go shopping for Premier Yarns, please consider using my link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but what it does do is it gives me a little kickback for you using my link. And what I do is I go ahead and I purchase yarns to be able to share with my viewers on my Sunday lives. So far it's been working out really great. Thank you to each and every one of you guys who have been using my link. I definitely appreciate that. Let's keep the ball rolling because you guys are loving the yarns that I'm sending you guys on Sundays. So as long as that happens, we continue to share. So yeah, so the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is coffee. So my favorite drink is coffee. I've been talking about this almost every video so far. I love coffee. It comes first place, second place is Diet Coke, and third place is water, in that order. And I know it shouldn't be, but it is, and so there you have it. My favorite coffee, as I said before, is ground coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. And what I like to do is every Sunday when I go grocery shopping, I go to Walmart, and I said this before, I go to Walmart to buy a skein of yarn. I know I pretty much have everything in that aisle. I don't need any yarn, but I go in there because it's a habit. I go into the aisle, I pick a skein of yarn. More likely it's going to be Premier Puzzle. I talk about Premier Puzzle all the time. You guys know I'm addicted to that. So anyway, I go in there, I pick out my skein, and then I loop back around and I buy my bag of ground coffee. I prefer to brew it at home. For some reason, I just like it better that way. And so, yeah, I make a pot in the morning before I go to work, and I make a pot at home when I come home. So this is part of that pot, and it's amazing, and I love it. So there's that. I say all of that to say I do have a link in my description box at buymeacoffee.com. You guys can help fuel my caffeine addiction and also help me with the giveaways on Sundays. So what happens is you buy me a cup of coffee. All of the money that you give to me goes right into the channel. It goes to yarn, it goes to things that I give away on Sundays, it goes to shipping and all the things. And you get to leave a comment that I share with you and everyone else out on the YouTube streets that watches this video. So you guys have not disappointed. There have been so many comments. I'm actually playing catch up. So every video that I do, I'll do 3 or 4 at a time, just to keep the ball rolling here. And so I just want to let you guys know that I really appreciate your help with all of this, because I believe that in our yarn community, it's all about sharing and things like that. So of course I do give away my yarns. I donate to charities. You guys are well aware of that. If you're not, look at some of my earlier videos. I give away to various organizations, nursing homes, hospitals, and things like that. So feel free to watch some of my earlier videos, more specifically the one that says Giving Back. I encourage you guys to watch that if you're interested. But in any case, it's all about giving back. So that's the point I was trying to make. So today's no different. I'm going to read a few of the comments that came in from the links. And let's see. The first one here comes to us from Deanna. So Deanna says, Juan, I am so proud of you. I told my husband that I adopted you. All of my children are in their 40s too, raised as thoughtful, respectful, and kind as you. Well, Deanna, thank you so much for that. A lot of times when I get comments like that, it makes me think about how my mom raised me. And I will be honest with you, my mom, as you guys know, she's 100% German. She's very strict. Well, not so much now. She's living with me. But she raised me that way. Very strict, very structured, very organized. And I think that it shows. Like, it's just part of how I was raised. And so what you guys see is a product of how I was raised. So thank you so much for that comment. The next one I have here comes from someone. So when you don't want to leave your name, you have the option of going ahead and putting someone, which is perfectly fine. The comment still matters to me. So anyway, this one says, I love watching you, Juan. Entertaining, funny, and informative. Love your scarf and wool hauls. Well, thank you so much for that, because listen, Scarfy Yarns happens to be one of my top 5. It always has been, it always will be. I do keep a lot of Scarfy Yarns in my house. I love making scarves. I love working with wools. I love showing them and all the things. So please stay tuned. I have tons of different wools that I've been showcasing, and now I get the opportunity to work them up and show you guys all the things. So super excited about that. So thank you, someone, for your comment. All right. So the next one here comes from Yamini. So Yamini says, I enjoy finding a video or more each day to sit with my cup of tea and my own work to stitch as I drool over your yarn supply and inspirational wheel and so on. Your energy is amazing, and I'm happy to fuel some of that. Enjoy your coffee. So it always fascinates me when people tell me about my yarnscape or all the things, right? It makes me wonder, like, when you're watching me, are you watching me, or are you looking around me? Are you looking at all the things? And these comments let me know that you guys don't just look at me, you're looking at everything. And I am fascinated by that, because I'm thinking to myself, what exactly are you fascinated with? I look at this every day, like all the time. And when I pull a skein off, I try to replace it with something similar. I mean, I've been slipping over here and over here behind the chair, but I try to replace it with like the same colors and things like that. So I just find it really like awesome that you guys notice the little things. Like, I had a comment, you moved your pillow. So the pillow that Stephanie made me, sometimes I move it because I want the thing to like really shine and show. More recently, I did this here. I'm going to move you. So my countdown box, the final gift that I got was a bag to put all of my hanks in. And someone noticed that and said, hey, I noticed that you have a bag on your desk now. So yeah, it's so awesome that you guys noticed that. But in any case, here I am going on a tangent. Thank you so much, Yamini, for your comment. I really appreciate your support. I appreciate everyone's support. Again, anything and everything that you guys donate to my channel, it goes right back to the viewers. But most importantly, the most important thing is that you're watching me. I don't ask for donations. It's just there as an option. The number one thing is that you're watching me, and to me, that's the most important thing. So continue doing that, please. I would greatly appreciate that, okay? So those are the coffee comments, and now, my friends, we can get into the yarn. So I mentioned that I have 2 different orders here. That's so good. The first order, like I said, it came a while ago, and I really haven't had an opportunity to show you guys. Now, truth be told, I've shown these yarns to you guys before, but it's been a while. And when I received these yarns before, I gave them all away. So I just felt like I didn't have a need for it right then and there. And someone that asked me for yarns, you know, I felt maybe they could use it, so I gave all the yarns to them. So this is the Premier Color Fusion DK, and I have it in 2 different colorways. I'm going to do a one for you and a one for me. So let me just show you very quickly. I purchased 6 skeins. Okay, and they come in bags of 3, just like that. So if you want to order like an even number, I recommend 6, because then you're getting 2 bags completely closed, just like this. Okay, So this is what the skeins look like. I mean, the colorways are amazing. Look at that. It's gorgeous. So this particular colorway is called Vintage. It's a light 3-weight yarn. It's 325 yards. It's 298 meters. It's 3.5 ounces at 100 grams. It's 100% acrylic. And my friends, it feels amazing. It feels so good. It's machine wash warm and tumble dry with low heat. And this is great. I love this. So, as I mentioned before in my more recent videos, I'm getting back into the 3-weight yarns because, you know, as content creators, we try to plan ahead. And even though we are in winter, I'm planning for spring. So like Easter and like, you know, the spring season. So with that comes warmer weather. With that comes thinner yarns. And so, yes, I'm planning. So anyway, I again got 6 skeins of that. Love this. And I did forget to mention that they do recommend that you use a 4mm crochet hook with that, otherwise known as a USG. Now, one idea I do have with this is I was going to run this with Premier Basics yarn. So colorway specifically gray. I was going to do gray and this and make a cowl and use a 6mm crochet hook, because the Premier Basics is a 5.5mm recommendation. So if I use the Premier Basics and I run it with a 3-weight yarn, a 6mm crochet hook would be perfect. Okay, I might even be able to get away with a 7 if I want the drape. So that's something to consider as well. For those of you guys who really don't care to work with 3-weight yarns, you can always run it with another yarn like Premier Basics. And I don't know if you guys are aware, but Premier Basics comes in tons of colors. I mean, at any given time, they have at least 60 different colorways. I mean, it's so popular that, you know, they're not always 100% in stock, but there's enough choices there to be able to make some great decisions. So feel free to check that out. Yeah, super excited to run these together. I'm really liking the deep red here. It's really popping out. It's so cool. Okay, the next colorway that I have here, I got 6 skeins as well of this, and it's giving me more of like the purple rosy type situation. This colorway is called Autumn Sky. So nice. It's got the little pop of green in there with like the pumpkin color and the goldenrod and the beige. It's so nice. I mean, it's got such a nice variety of color. It's the same specs as the last one. For intensive purposes, I'll just repeat myself. It's 325 yards, 298 meters, 3.5 ounces at 100 grams. They recommend a 4mm crochet hook, US letter G. It's a 3-weight yarn and you can wash and dry. So wash warm and tumble dry on low. So cool. Now with this one, with the Autumn Sky, I was actually considering just running it like this by itself and just working it up with a 4mm crochet hook just to see what that feels like. There's tons of stitches, guys. I've started my Yarn Addict Stitch Academy. There's a folder on my channel where all my stitches are going, so feel free to climb into that folder and have lots of fun. The folder's pretty shallow right now, but stick around a while and you'll see that folder get huge. So by all means, okay? So there is that. That there, my friends, was the one order, okay? Super excited to work with those yarns. I bought them before, I gave them away, and now I have them back. So there's that. Now, I have a box here. It's pretty big, all the things. Okay, let's go ahead and open this up. Super excited. I already know what's in here. It's not a surprise, but it's a surprise to you guys. So let's get this done. I love this yarn. Okay, so first and foremost, let me put this on the floor. Okay, now I became an affiliate after the release of this yarn, and I kind of wish that I was an affiliate beforehand, because all of the affiliates got a little promo box of this yarn. It is the PennMart Poppy. So I went ahead and got me 3 skeins of the PennMart Poppy. Let me go ahead and pop this open for you. Now listen, you guys hear me talk about PennMart Puzzle, right? So because I do that, I look at this and I'm like, I mean, I have to at least try it. I love variegated yarns. I love yarns like this. It's just so amazing. I am so attracted to color. And yeah, it's amazing. So let me do a one for me and a one for you. Now guys, if you watch some of the other content creators that are also affiliates, you've seen the reviews, right? But I'm doing mine anyway because this is my channel and it's my party and I can do it if I want to. So anyway, this is a one for me and a one for you. Let's go sideways here so you can see all the things. So my friends, this is PennMart Poppy, and this is a super bulky number 6. It is 98 yards. It's 90 meters, 5.29 ounces at 150 grams. It's 80% acrylic and 20% wool. And the colorway, my friends, is called Quarry. This is super nice. Now, with this, I needed complementary colors. Now, when purchasing online, you have the option of blowing the image up and actually just looking at the colors that's inside the yarns, right? So I'm looking at all the things and I'm like, okay, I need complementary colors. What colors am I going to choose? So I chose some complementary colors. Let me go ahead and get them out. Here we are. Okay, I just went ahead and got 2 different colorways because I wanted the PennMart Poppy to really just stand out and be a whole feature of its own, okay? And let me just go ahead and get this. Okay, so let me just make sure. Okay, so the first colorway that I got was PennMart Basics Super Bulky in the colorway gray. Now, when they're paired next to each other, yes, yep, nice complementary color. And the next complementary color, or accent color, is the Aran. So I figured with the Aran and the gray and this, it's perfect. I love that for me, for us, for all the things. So I got 3 balls of this, and then I got 2 skeins of this, and I got 2 skeins of this. Now, the PennMart Basics Super Bulky launched the same time that the PennMart Poppy did. Okay, and so let me just talk to you guys about the specs on this. So I will give you guys the gray to look at. The specs are the same for each, but there's that. So it's 98 yards, 90 meters, 5.29 ounces at 150 grams. It's 100% acrylic, and they recommend a 9mm crochet hook for this, otherwise known as a US letter N. It's machine wash, warm, tumble, dry. Super cool. The colorway again is Aran and gray. And the hook recommendation on this one is, let's see, 9mm as well. So they were very consistent in the recommendation of hook size, which is amazing. So what to make, right? So I knew from the moment that I saw this right here that I wanted to make a winter, like a cowl, like an infinity cowl. But I want to make it so that I can actually convert it into like a hooded cowl type situation, like an infinity hooded cowl. So it's nice and thick. It's perfect for snowy days, for like the winter. And yeah, so I think with the yardage that I have here, which 98 yards apiece for the 3 balls of Premier Poppy, and then the 98 yards times 4, I mean, this is plenty. And I'm using a 9mm crochet hook as well. So I am super excited to roll this out. And guys, because it's a super bulky, it's not going to take me long at all. So as I create this, I'm going to write down the pattern. And then if it comes out as good as I hope it does, who knows, I may roll out a tutorial for this. A hooded infinity cowl. That sounds pretty amazing. So we shall see, my friends. Stay tuned for that. I'm super excited to work with this quarry though. The other one that I wanted to try was kimchi, but I really couldn't decide on complementary or accent colors to go with the kimchi. I feel like I need to have it here in front of me before making that choice. And at that moment, I just wanted to commit to a colorway of Premier Poppy and then 2 complementary / accent colors. So that's why I came up with the colors or the colorways that I chose. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so the next group of yarns here, Premier Basics Chunky. So listen, it comes as no surprise that I love my 5-weight yarns. I mean, hello, I use Premier Puzzle religiously. It's a 5-weight bulky yarn. So, comes to no surprise, right? So, what attracted me to this is this. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. This colorway right here, it's not, is it really? It's not coming out the way that it should. It's pretty unfortunate. But the colorway here is plum, okay? And although it's not aubergine, for a bulky 5 in this colorway, I ran right to it. It's amazing. So I got 2 skeins of this. I love how this feels. It's very squishy. It's given me exactly what I need it to give me. I don't have a skein of what I want to refer this to. Give me 1 second. I'm going to place you guys on a brief pause. There's a skein of yarn that I'm going to compare this to. Just give me 1 second. Okay, friends, so I am back. The yarn that I was looking for was the Big Twist Gentle. Now, at first glance, my friends, and only at first glance, they look alike. Okay? Like thickness and all the things, right? Like, obviously they're different colorways, but if I took the ball bands off and laid them on the table and told you that, you know, one is one and one is the other, which one is which, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you. But it wouldn't be until after I touched it. Huge difference. Now, I get it. This one here is anti-pilling, and this one is not. Totally understandable. But when you go to squeeze this, yarn, and you go to squeeze this, there's a big difference between meat on the bones, or meat on the bones and no meat on the bones. When I squeeze this, it goes flat. When I squeeze this, it pushes back. There's some meat there. So when they call this a bulky 5, it feels like a full bulky 5. Whereas this, I've even said this numerous times, it does say that it's a bulky 5, but it works up as a very thick 4-weight. I actually want to call it like the Aran weight yarns. So I have some Aran weight yarns right here. Aran weight. Look at that. So I'm telling the truth. I have literal Aran weight yarns from the UK. That's what I just showed you. And this is what they call a bulky 5. So I just wanted to call that out there, that the Premier Basics Chunky is exactly what it is supposed to be, a bulky 5. Okay? It's 117 yards, 107 meters, sorry, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 100% acrylic. They do recommend a 9mm crochet hook though, a letter M. I to be honest, like using an 8mm crochet hook with the bulky 5s. It's just a preference. I always say if you're not sure, go with the recommendation that's on the label. But yeah, so this particular colorway is birch. It's so nice. I got 2 skeins of that. Let me just share this with you. So nice. And then I got the 2 skeins of the sage. It's a nice complement to the birch. And then 2 skeins of the plum. Now, check this color story out. That's so cool. I love this colorway, guys. So I'm super excited to work this up into something amazing. I can't wait to share it with you guys. It's all the things. So there's that. Let me set those over here. Okay, now the next line of yarns that I have here to share with you guys, it's new to me. Now, these other yarns I've worked with before, I've purchased them before and all that, but these yarns here are new to me. And I'm not sure how long they've been on the website, but I came across it. It was on a sale. You know about me, I'm all about deals and steals. Now, the sale is over, obviously, at this point, but at the time that I made the purchase, they were on sale, and I was super excited to buy them. And the next time that this goes on sale, I plan on stocking up because I'm looking at the colorways here and I am here for it. Okay, so first and foremost, let's talk about this purple. Now, the line I'm referring to is Stitch Please. Stitch Please. So this colorway, OMG. I mean, I cannot even with the situation right now. Because why? Stitch Please. So this is 100% wool, my friends. This is 220 yards, 200 meters. It's 3.5 ounces at 100 grams. It's 100% wool. It's a medium 4, and they recommend a, what size here? A 5.5mm crochet hook, otherwise known as a US letter I. That is cool. I love it. And the colorway name is called Emotional Cabbage. Emotional Cabbage, my friends. I got 4 skeins, and it comes in a bag of 4. So if you're going to order and you want them to stay in the bag, I would recommend just order 4. You're going to get the bag unopened. Okay? And it feels like wool. It's great. I love it. It's not scratchy or itchy. It's nice. I like it. You're going to need a Swift to be able to do all the things to get them from this to something that's workable. But that's okay. It's great. I love that. So Emotional Cabbage, my friends. So let me set those over there. Okay? The next colorway that I got is this. So I got 4 skeins of that, and the colorway name is Leave Me Alone. Leave me alone. Why? Stitch Please. This is so cool. Same stats, you know. And the thing I like about this is that this is 220 yards. And honestly, I can very easily work with this using a 6mm crochet hook, because currently I have yarns that are the same thickness that I use a 6mm crochet hook on, and it comes out beautifully. So I got 4 skeins of that. Super cool. Okay, and then last but not least, I got 4 skeins of this particular colorway. And this is called Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I had to do it twice. It was so nice. So it's giving me like a light gray. And again, when I chose the colors, I had something in mind. Look at how nice those three colors are together. I mean, can you even? No, we cannot. And now that I'm looking at this, guys, so the Premier Basics Chunky, right? And I did not do this on purpose. At least I don't think I did. So this is the colorway of Stitch Please, right? And then this is the colorway of the Premier Basics Chunky. What are the odds? I mean, coincidental? I don't know. But I had the same color story in my mind when I made these choices, obviously. So clearly I wanted this kind of color story situation happening in my purchase. So yeah, I'm super excited that I did that. I'm super excited that I have these yarns. I'm loving these wool yarns, if I'm being honest. They're very affordable, my friends. This is $5. Like, this is great. 220 yards of 100% wool for $5. And it's smushy and gushy and all the things. It's 100% wool. It's great. Yeah, so I can't wait to work this up to share with you guys, like, what my finished objects are going to be. I'm probably going to share them with you as whips and all that. So that actually is my Premier Yarn haul, guys. If you're interested in any of the Premier Yarn products, if you ever have any questions, just drop me a comment down below, or send me a message on social media. I check everything all the time. You can even email me at hookedcreations123@gmail.com. I'll do my best, and if I don't have your answer, I will definitely reach out to some of my Premier Yarn buddies and get you an answer to your question. So that is all I have for today, my friends. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, please, and then hit that notification bell to stay updated with everything regarding me and my channel. So that is it. Until the next one, guys, take care. Bye-bye.